Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first video of the Formula Xbox Season 9 Sprint Series, a series of over 4 weeks of 5-lap races for a night, and well, I'll be uploading the most interesting ones to the channel. This is one of those interesting ones, or at least the most interesting from the first evening of racing. It's at Spa-Francorchamps, we're 6th on the grid, and we are in a Renault as we have 5 lights. They go out and away we go. Kung Fu Kenny Jack seemed to get a lag start there. Either that or he was a little bit too trigger happy on the A button. And so heading towards turn 1 now. We've got a car on the inside there as Vapid dives up the inside, punts us out of the way there. Particularly aggressive move, not too stealthy from the Pink Panther. But he's now up to 6th and we are down to P7. And as you can see, our straight line speed is absolutely appalling. And as we head over the top of Radion now, we are very, very exposed to a fast charging Maestro in the Sauber behind. He is going to perform a motorway overtake on us there on the outside, and he gets the job done well before the corner and clears off the road at the same time. So heading into Le Mans, we are down to what is P8 now after all that. Terrible start there, down 2 places, and as we get a better run through Le Mans, we might have a look into Rivage. Drastic Inferno goes wide, Maestro hits the back of him, we put a cheeky nose up the inside and get the place back from the Sauber. We couldn't quite pass Drastic though, and he retains P6 for now. But look at this, great run out of the corner with no name and heading down into Pouhon now. Drastic retains the place. Does he go wide in the exit? No, he keeps it in bounds. He gets a lot of curve though, and that could give us a look into the Fagnes chicane, but no, we can't get the job done there. And you may have noticed that obviously on the straight I was absolutely appalling. Through the corners I'm a little bit better. That is courtesy of what is a particularly high downforce setup. It was a wet qualifying session. I stuck a high downforce setup on, and so for Spa-Francorchamps, a circuit with lots of straight lines, I have to make sure I make the most of slipstream, DRS and whatever other tools I can use to try and get my straight line speed up, because without any of those gubbins I'm particularly slow. Now looking to the outside of Drastic into the bus stop chicane. Hello Maestro, he's bought a ticket to the party and he's dived up my inside there, but we've managed to retain the place. Didn't see him coming, he came out of absolutely nowhere. So I was too busy trying to focus on passing Drastic. I've got bigger problems in my mirrors, and so heading out of the source we've got a pretty poor run really, and that is going to hurt us all the way up the straight now. So dipping down into Eau Rouge, we want to try and get as best run as we can, not scrubbing off too much speed, given that we're going to lose plenty of speed on this straight. And it's a deja vu for me as Maestro goes and passes me yet again on the straight. You may even have a look at Drastic before Le Mans, but no, nothing doing there. He had a little look but couldn't get the job done, and now we're trying to get the best run through Le Mans that we can. We're right on the back of the Sauber heading through Malmedy and now heading down towards Rivage. Can we make the move? We have a look, but no, little too short a braking zone to really do anything there. I do show a nose, but nothing more than that. As you can see, Drastic up ahead has got on the back of somebody, can't quite see who that is, but he's now involved in a battle for P5, so it's all getting very fruity up ahead as we now head through Pouhon. Maestro's wide, that's going to give me a chance now heading towards the Fagnes chicane. I'm all over the curb, I've got the inside line, I'm late on the brakes, dives to the inside, gets the job done. Meanwhile, Drastic Inferno's race has gone up in smoke as he's headed off stage right, there we go, and into the gravel trap, and that is game, set and match for him. Good night Vienna for his chances of P6, and we have now taken that position. It's Kung Fu Kenny Jack who's actually the chap ahead of us. I don't think we're going to be closing him down, because look at this, Maestro all over the back of us. He's heading around the outside at Blanchimont. It's very close, a cigarette paper's width between us there, but he gets the job done anyway, and that is Maestro now up into P6. He goes deep at the bus stop though. We're going to try and get a cut back on him, and we've got the run, but have we got the straight line speed? He's keeping his distance from us. We're going to have to try a little bit of a cheeky dummy, and we head towards the inside now. We're late on the brakes, but we get the anchors on just in time, and we've got the job done, have we? No, Maestro gets better run off of the corner, and this is turning into quite the duel now. An elusive Kev has entered the fray as well. He's right on the rear end, and as we head up through Eau Rouge, through Radion now, he is now right on my gearboxes. Kev, I've got DRS on Maestro, but Kev's got better straight line speed than both of us. He's now getting a tow from Maestro as well, so that's putting him even more into play. I'm earliest on the brakes of the three of us. Kev goes a little bit deep, but I'm nowhere near courageous enough into Le Mans, and that has now cost me a position as well. So as that all shakes out, I'm now down into P8. So a moderately disastrous half a lap there. But we seem to have a little bit of a pace advantage on these guys, certainly at least through sectors 2 and 3 anyway. So we want to try and use that as best we can. We've also got a better run on elusive Kev now heading towards Puon. I'm on the outside. This is going to be a bit ambitious, and thus it proves I can't make the move, but I've got a better run out of the corner. Potentially I'm going to try the switch back again, just like I did on Maestro into La Source. I've got it horribly wrong. I'm on the grass. I've got a lot less talent than Artem Markelov had at the weekend, and I cannot perform and overtake via the grass. And so that is me in P8 after a little bit of contact with Kev there. So we both live to fight another day from that one. And I've got a fairly decent run out of Curve Paul Frere as we now head towards Blanchimont. Kev's getting a little bit cheeky there, not breaking the toe really. And as we head through Blanchimont now, I'm just not close enough to make a move into the bus stop chicane. Kev doesn't even defend it, he doesn't need to. It goes a little bit deep though, and that's going to give me a chance potentially on the exit, especially with the use of DRS. So we open that flap up now, and it's not really making a great deal of difference to our overall speed, such as the amount of downforce that we've got. We still look to the inside anyway. We take a nice apex there, but Kev hangs it out around the outside, gets better traction, and retains P7. So we're going to have another attempt with DRS as we head up through Eau Rouge, through Radion now. And on lap 4 of this race we are running out of time. Maestro's cleared off up the road. He said see you later chaps, and he has checked out ahead of us. This is now a two-way battle for 7th place. Kev defends the inside into Lacombe. I have to go to the outside. It's going to be switchback manoeuvres all the way through this section, but I lose too much ground after missing that middle apex, and that has cost me plenty of time. Maestro there has had an absolute disaster. He's on the right, out of the equation for P6 anyway. He's dropped back. Me and Kev both gain a place, and suddenly this battle has a lot more meaning because it is over 6th place in this race. Kev defends the inside into Puon. I look to the outside, nothing doing there. Kev goes wide. I've now got the outside heading towards the Fania chicane. Can I make it work? I'm on the outside, he's on the inside. He's held on very, very well there. That's going to give me the inside for the next part of the corner. He's held on again around the outside. He now has the inside for Stavolo and has held the position well there, but we get a much better run out of the corner through Curve Paul Frere. We leave him some room on the exit there. We're now side by side. Are we heading up towards Blanchimont? No, I've got the job done. We've edged ahead, and he's now right in our toe trying to get the position back. We take a middle of the road line to Blanchimont, trying desperately to defend from this McLaren. We're going to go super defensive as well into the bus stop, but he's so late on the brakes and has absolutely mugged me around the outside there. I pick up an exceeded track limits warning as well for good measure, and that was a sensational move from Kev there. So late on the brakes, I have no idea how he managed to stop the car there for the corner, but somehow he managed it. We're hunting Kev down now on this final lap like Thanos hunts an Infinity Stone, and that is, we're going to try and capitalise as much as we can with the DRS that's coming up. We won't get anywhere near close enough to make a move on Kevin to Lacombe. We just don't have the straight line speed to do that. But this is all about damage limitation and maximising our potential down this straight. We are very, very marginally gaining on Kev, but now is go time. This is where we have to make up as much ground as possible through the technical section at Lacombe. We're apexing the car nicely, and we've gained lots of ground, lots of momentum through there. Heading down now towards Rivage. Kev's wide. I've taken a nice tight line through there, and look, I'm right on the back of the McLaren. But we must make sure that we get the job done into either La Fania or into Stabilo, because we're not going to get it done on the run through Blanchimont or the bus stop chicane. We just don't have the straight line speed for that. And as we're closing on Kev, we're getting closer and closer with each passing corner. The tension is palpable. More tension than you get in the Sicario movie. If you haven't seen that film, well, it's pretty dramatic. This is just like the scene where they're crossing the desert to get to the Mexican tunnel. And if you haven't seen the movie, you've got no idea what I'm on about at this point, but never mind. We've got the run through Curve Paul Frere now. We're very, very close to the back of Kev. We can smell the exhaust fumes coming off of his gearbox as we edge ever closer. We head through Blanchimont. Am I going to have a go into the bus stop chicane? You know what Daniel Ricciardo says, lick the stamp and send it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Kev covers the inside. I go to the outside. I'm impossibly late on the brakes. I nearly drop the rear. Kev has got the job done. He scampers off to a well-deserved P6, and we're going to have to cross the line in P7. Fastest lap for us on the last lap of the race, a personal best at least, with a 150.4. but that is a P7. Sinan has brought home the win, and he is my teammate for this sprint season in Team Our Time. Nice little DTM pun there for you, and Formula 2 pun for that matter. Mel in second place, Perez in third, Vapid, who absolutely nerfed us at turn 1, is in fourth, Kung Fu Kenny Jack in fifth, Elusive Kev P6, I'm P7, Maestro P8, Prototype Budgie P9, and Drastic Inferno in P10. So a sensational race, that one. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed racing in it. It was very, very enjoyable indeed. Spa has a weird way of coming up with these amazing races. If anyone remembers the Season 2 Formula Xbox race at Spa, that was an absolute corker. Over 11 laps, me, Drastic Inferno and Alex Stopp had an absolutely brilliant battle. Sadly, on that day it was P8, but it was excellent and entertaining nonetheless. And on that note, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, then please consider subscribing if you fancy seeing more of this content. There'll be more 5-lap races to come, but for now at least, it's a very warm goodbye.